Alright, so you've got £20,000 stashed away in a stocks and shares ISA, and that's a pretty decent chunk of change. The truth is, that's no small feat, but here's the thing, a single percentage point of hidden fees can quietly nick £47,000 off you over the next 30 years. Meet James, a 31-year-old chap from Leeds who's raking it in with a £38,000 annual salary. He's got a rather tidy £15,000 stashed away in a cash ISA, but it's barely earning 1.2%, while inflation's sitting pretty at 3.1%. And consider this, he's losing a whopping £285 in real value this year alone, which is a total of £1,425 over 5 years. Fast forward to 10 years, and it's a staggering £2,850 gone without anyone even noticing. James' problem isn't an isolated case. Loads of UK investors are stumping up high fees without even realizing it. I mean, a platform fee of 0.45% on £20,000 works out at £90 a year. Sounds peanuts, but the data shows, reinvest that £90 for 25 years at 8% annual growth and it's £657. Honestly, that's a pretty big deal. But wait, here is something you probably didn't know. Now, think about this, if James just leaves things as they are, he'll be down a pretty staggering amount of cash over the next few decades. We're talking thousands, and it's all because of those high fees. But here's the thing, if he switches to a lower cost provider, he can save thousands, not hundreds, thousands. And the maths is pretty straightforward, really. On a £20,000 investment with a 0.1% fee, he'll save £315 per year. Over 25 years, that's a whopping £7,875 in savings. In reality, this is a significant amount that can genuinely make a difference in James's financial future. So, let's not forget the bigger picture. Why does this even matter right now?
So, what's James' first move? He needs to get a handle on the fees tied to his current ISA. It's not exactly rocket science, is it? First things first, he's got to crunch those numbers. Then, and only then, can he compare them to other providers. What most miss is, some UK providers are offering ISAs with fees as low as 0.05%, that's a tiny fraction of what he's probably paying now. The numbers tell a different story. By switching to one of these providers, James could save hundreds, or even thousands, of pounds in fees over the next few decades. But wait, there's more to this story. Look at the evidence. James can sort out a new provider in under 5 minutes, no fuss. He just needs to fill out a simple form and provide some basic info, and his new provider takes care of moving his investments. It's a pretty straightforward process, and it can save him thousands of pounds in fees over the next few decades. For instance, if James switches to a provider with a 0.05% fee, he'll save £360 per year on his £20,000 investment. Over 25 years, that's a tidy sum of £9,000 in savings, and that's not to be sniffed at, is it?
This next statistic might genuinely surprise you. Now, I know what you're thinking, switching ISA providers is a no-brainer, right? The proof is in the numbers. You're just moving your money to a new account, and it's really quite straightforward. But here's the thing, exit fees can be a real shift. I mean, if your current provider charges a 1% exit fee, that's £200 you'll need to cough up just to switch. Still, if you can save £360 per year in fees, it's still worth making the switch, isn't it? The next number changes the whole picture.
Loads of UK investors are chucking out a pretty pound in fees without even noticing it, aren't they? But don't worry, switching to a lower cost provider is handled. You can save a small fortune in no time. Consider this, we're talking thousands of pounds over the next few decades. It's a simple solution that can make all the difference in your financial future. For example, if James makes the switch to a provider with a 0. So, what's the big picture for James and other UK investors? It's time for them to take charge of their investments and make informed decisions about the fees they are paying out. The data shows, research is key. They need to dig into different providers and compare their fees. Don't forget to factor in those pesky exit fees associated with their current ISA. By doing so, they can save thousands of pounds in fees over the next few decades and get their financial goals back on track. The real story is, if you're finding this useful, the subscribe button costs nothing, it's handled, and it helps us create more personal finance and investing for Europe content for Europeans. And here's what most people miss. Here is the truth that mainstream experts rarely share. Here's the thing, mainstream experts rarely spill the beans on this, but bear with me. The difference in fees between providers is staggering. Some charge a hefty premium, while others are virtually giving it away. The numbers tell a different story. A 1% fee from one provider can mean a massive chunk of money compared to others, which are as low as 0.05%.
Thousands of UK investors are losing out to high fees, but look at the evidence, you're not stuck in this situation. By switching to a lower-cost provider, they can save thousands of pounds over the next few decades. It's a simple solution that can make a significant difference in their financial future. For example, if 1,000 investors switch to a provider with a 0.05% fee, they can save a total of £9 million over 25 years. But wait, there's more to this story.
Alright, the timing of this solution is absolutely key here, so James needs to switch to a lower-cost provider, handled, as soon as possible, or he'll be paying those high fees for far too long. The sooner he makes the switch, the more he'll save, to be direct. The proof is in the numbers. If he swaps to a provider with a 0.05% fee on his £20,000 investment, he'll be looking at £360 in savings each year. That's a whopping £9,000 over 25 years, straight up. It's money he really can't afford to miss out on, so let's make it happen ASAP. I'll link Trading 212 below. It's what I recommend for Europeans exploring this space. But there is a catch that almost nobody talks about. But here's the thing, switching to a lower-cost provider has a pretty significant catch that nobody's really talking about. Not only will James save thousands of pounds in fees, but he'll also have more money to invest in the future, and that's quite a bonus, if you ask me. Consider this, over the next few decades, that's got the potential to lead to a pretty significant increase in his wealth. For example, if James saves £9,000 over 25 years, he can invest that lot and earn a return on it, which will come in rather handy for achieving those long-term financial goals and securing his financial future.
The data shows, the real winners here are the providers who keep their fees nice and low, handled. They're the ones who'll be raking it in as thousands of UK investors defect to cheaper options. I mean, if a provider charges a 0.05% fee, they'll be snapping up new customers by the thousands who are desperate to save a few pounds on fees. The truth is, that's when the real profits start rolling in. Over the next few decades, it's going to be a pretty penny, a real tidy sum, if I'm being honest. In reality, it's surprising how many UK investors get it wrong by ignoring the fees that come with their ISA. They're so focused on the returns, they don't even notice how high fees can gobble up their profits. But the numbers tell a different story. Switching to a lower-cost provider can make a world of difference, saving you thousands of pounds in fees over the next few decades. We're talking £9,000 saved over 25 years if you switch to a provider with a 0.05% fee. That's a pretty significant chunk of cash that can make a real difference in your financial future. That's the full picture on the secret to paying £2,000 less tax in the UK. 20.
Switching ISA saved James £1,200 in just 20 minutes. Avoid costly tax mistakes, subscribe and hit the bell. New video every week, don't miss it.